Guys, I don't believe we should have any Muslims in the UK government. It's a bit of a controversial take, as they would say. I've got another one as well for you here, all right? People who don't fight evil don't like those who do. All right? Does that make sense? So if you don't fight evil, you're not going to like those people that do. And that kind of makes a lot of sense, really, because I'm saying something that's quite controversial. And a lot of people won't like that because they're anonymous accounts. They hide behind things and they won't want to speak out. They don't want to speak out until it's too late. Right now, we've got 6.5% Muslims in this country. It's only ever going up. And we can go back to 1950 and we will, and we'll talk about immigration as to why we have so many people here. Now, I'm not saying that Muslims are evil. What I'm using that as is a phrase. If you don't fight for something, all right, if you're not that person fighting for it, or if you do fight for it, you're not going to be liked by those people that don't. That makes a lot of sense because people would just prefer to be quiet. Look, here's the thing, all right? I don't want any Muslims in the UK government. Now, people say, Tim, what about the police force, but healthcare, blah, 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 whatever. No one cares. The UK government of a Christian nation, and we are a Christian nation based on the Ten Commandments, of course, not that you believe it from many politicians at the moment, of course, don't get me wrong. We should not have any Muslims in this government because it's not a Christian nation. We're supposed to swear allegiance on the Bible. This is the problem that I've got with this country. We're far too tolerant. Now, after the military, of course, did 20 years, I was going to go out to Saudi Arabia. That's a Muslim nation. They have 0 Christians in their government. 0. None. Nor did Qatar, nor did the UAE. 0. It just is what it is because they're a Muslim nation. Why would they have Christians in there? We're a Christian nation. Why would we have Muslims? If you don't think we're a Christian nation, don't worry about it because in a couple of decades, we'll be a Muslim nation. So if you say, Tim, we're not a Christian nation, don't worry about it. Think about it, though. Would you rather live in a Christian or a Muslim nation? Because you can have a choice, because very soon it'll be a Muslim nation. Here's the thing about immigration. After the Second World War, all the Western countries in Europe, we needed rebuilding. What do? We brought immigration in, cheap labour. We knew that all the corporations loved that, didn't they? The media was just celebrating it because they didn't want to be called racist, did they? So they were like, yeah, immigration, lower the borders, open borders, all the little Marxists and progressives, those that don't really believe in anything like God or anything like that. They were like, come in and do whatever you want. And they polluted. And it is a pollution because it is a replacement. The whole of Europe with non-ethnic people. Now I'm an Englishman. I've lived in Scotland, Wales, I've been to Northern Ireland. I'm an Englishman. I don't use the term British. I don't use it. And I don't use that term British because it's an export variant. Anyone that steps off a boat on the south coast becomes British. Those 2 politicians that went to Israel recently, Labour politicians, they chucked them out, didn't they? Because they went there as little activists to campaign. I said it in my last video. One was born in North Africa. One was born in China. British. They're not English. They haven't got the ancestry. They've always got somewhere else to go back to. Like that politician in Birmingham who is campaigning for an airport to be made in Mirpur, is it, in the Kashmir region of Pakistan? Because a lot of his constituency are Pakistanis. How's it got anything to do with us? How? But that is our future. Here's the thing about Muslims. Because, we got to say it, right? Why not say it, right? I'd have more time for Muslims if they shouted out and brought down the extremists within their society. The thing about Saudi and Qatar and UAE is the people that are shouting nonsense from the Muslim community in the United Kingdom would not be tolerated over there. They'd be locked up. So they come over here to shout that nonsense. I'd have more time for the Muslim community if, when the Pakistani Muslim rape gangs were all found out, hopefully there'll be an inquiry into it, the rest of the Muslim community stood up and said how wrong it was. I haven't seen a single woman in the Muslim community marching through London with a placard shouting down the men in her community for what they did to young white girls. I've not seen a single one. That's why I hate them, by the way. I want nothing to do with them. Your inaction is an action. Don't think just by doing nothing, we haven't noticed. We have noticed. Your inaction is your action. Your failure to support young British girls against the abhorrent rape that the Pakistani Muslim community did to them, the Muslim women and the Muslim men that have failed to speak out about this, that's the action. That's what the British people, that's what the English, that's what we see, the actual real British. That's what the English see, that's what the Welsh, Scots and the Irish see. We see you not supporting us in our land, our Christian lands, this fertile Christian lands. If you think my eyes scare you, wait till you see the eyes of a Welshman. Wait till you see the eyes of a Scotsman. And then wait till you see the eyes of an Irishman. Wait till they're all standing shoulder to shoulder. Because that's what you're going to see. And it's a bad place to be because you're on my land now. Don't think the channel is there to stop you coming in. It's there to stop you leaving. That's the problem you're about to face. You're at 6.5%, the Muslim community right now, 6.5%. When are we going to do something? Do we wait for 10? Do we wait for 15%? 20% maybe? And here's the problem with allowing a single Muslim into the UK government. Here's the problem with allowing one Muslim into the UK government. You allow one, and by definition, the whole of the UK government could be Muslim. Do you want that now? See, now we're thinking in the military of something called red teaming. We red teamed something. We just stretched it out. We took it to the extremes. All right, so what's happening? This is happening. Okay, cool. Oh, can we deal with that? Can we deal with that fuel level? Can we deal with that kind of weather that we're going into? Well, let's take it to the extremes. What if the weather gets worse? What if the fuel gets worse? Can we then deal with it? No, not at all. Okay, well, let's backpedal a little bit. Let's find out where the bracket is. Right now, we've got 25 MPs, Muslim MPs in our government. 18 of those are in Labour. That's 4% out of the 600 odd MPs. 4% are Muslims. Out of a population of about 6.5%. I saw a Muslim the other day, a politician, saying he was very proud of this. He said, look, Muslims bring in 2.5% of this country's gross domestic product, the GDP. 2.5%. I'm like, well, obviously, mate, you can't do maths because you're saying that you're 6.5% of the population, but you're only bringing in 2.5%. You should be bringing in 6.5%. You should be bringing in 6.5%. I bet if you looked at the Jews out of 0.5% of this population, I bet they're bringing in more than 0.5% GDP. I bet they are literally what I would say earning their keep in this Christian nation. Muslims? No, you're bringing in a third of what you should be bringing in. By that definition, if this country was a Muslim nation, we'd be 2/3 less well off. By definition, our GDP would only be a third of it was now. Why are we bringing in people that are literally making this country worse? This is the problem that you're going to face soon if we don't do something about this. You're not going to be able to get a doctor's appointment, mate. Your children are not going to get a doctor. I'm not inciting anything here. I'm not. All I'm saying is you need to start standing up for something. I see a lot of people on social media hiding behind fake names, shouting rubbish. I'm like, all right, use your real name, mate. I blocked someone this morning, in fact. I'm not interested in what you say unless I know who you are. Now you'll say, Tim, I can't say what I really feel, mate, because of my job. Well, then you're not a real person, are you? Because real persons, we stand up for things. When are you going to get the chance to stand up for your country ever? This is the battle you've always wanted. There's no other battle. What are you going to be remembered for? I've probably got 2 decades left on this planet. If you look at where my father died, I've actually got less than that, significantly less than that, in fact. I've got a decade and a half, less than that. What am I going to do in that decade and a half? What am I really going to do? Am I going to sit here and watch my country be overrun and replaced? Replace the ethnic population? Why can't we be proud to be English? Why can every other nation be proud to be who they are? Why can an African nation be proud of their black heritage? Why can't I be proud of my white heritage? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be on Prevent's radar pretty soon, aren't they? Because we know Prevent only ever look at the far right. That's why they missed the Manchester bomb. That's why they missed everyone, because they don't look at Islamic terrorism. Yet Islamic terrorism, of course, makes up 75% or 70% of, over the last 2 decades, it's probably a bit more than that, of attacks in the UK have been Islamic terrorism. I think it's 75% on the terror watch list are Islamic, 75%. And here's the thing as well about Islam. The Islamic, these are the fundamentalists, because Islam is an ideology masking as a religion, we understand that. So the fundamentalists, the ones that are going in to try and take over these countries, the Islamists that would not be tolerated in their home nation. So Saudi would have thrown them out long ago. UAE would have thrown them out. Egypt would have thrown them out. You know, Turkey would have thrown them. Everyone would have thrown them out. Although they've thrown them in jail, they've come here. These are the snakes. These are the snakes in the grass, these Islamists. These terrorists, these are the snakes, and these are the really horrible people that we can hear shouting every day. And it's like, just be grateful of where you are, mate, because this is England. Don't come in and start throwing your weight around, because you're just going to find the eyes of an Englishman burning at you, and that's going to hurt you in the longer term. Believe me, it's going to do significant damage in a metaphorical sense. No one's inciting anything here. This is the problem. So those Islamists that we all have a problem with, and so do the police, and so do the government, they are the snakes in the grass. But other Muslims are the grass that hides the snakes. Because they're not calling it out, as I said at the beginning. I don't see Muslims marching to condemn their own people about the rape of the young white guy. I don't see it, because it doesn't happen. And they're expecting us to tolerate them. No, we're not tolerating it. Not at all. So you've got to think where you want to be in this world, guys. I'll leave this now. You've got to think who you want to be. Do you want to be someone that wakes up like Nigel Farage does at the 11th hour and says, which way's the wind blowing? I'll go with that opinion, as he keeps doing. As he, what's happening? I'll do that then. Like Nigel, you know, no. Or do you want to be someone like I've done for the last, well, how many years now, where I've stood up and I've said, look, I just don't believe Muslims should be in the UK government. There's a lot of things I believe. You can see it on Twitter, you can see it on my face, you see it on here. You know, you guys followed me for a long time, and we have a good conversation in the comments. Write some stuff down there, guys. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be remembered as? Someone that made a stand under your own name, and you had the repercussions come to you. All right, you haven't got to say stupid things. Don't say stupid things in the comments. I don't hide comments, but YouTube does. All right, so just be civil, because you're an Englishman. All right, just be civil. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave it there, but have a think about that, because the damage is being done. We've been swamped by mass immigration, and we've got to do something about it, else you're not going to get your kids a school place. You're not going to get the treatment you need at hospital. Or not, it's not fear factor, it's fact factor. That's what it is, all right? Because we just know it. Our house price is going up. You can't get a job anymore. You know how it is, all right? I'll leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments anyway. I just had to say that. So just a clarification, no Muslims in the UK government. That's my stance, all right? It's a Christian nation born out of the 10 Commandments. We are Christians, and we are seeing a resurgence in Catholicism as well, by the way. There's twice as many Gen Z Catholics now as there are Gen Z Church of England, because they want conformity, they want boundaries, they want structure, they want tradition, which is what we should all want. We don't want the progressives, we don't want the little mini Marxists. You know what I mean? Who are these people? They don't know who they are. That's why they dye their hair pink and they have tattoos everywhere. You know how these people are. They don't like themselves. But you should like yourself, okay? You're a good person. That's why you're here. That's why we're having a conversation now. I appreciate it, guys. Talk soon. Tim Davies, Fast Jet Performance.